What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I posted on YouTube, especially a cooking video. So that's all gonna change today. I'll flip you around. As you can see outside, super grey, the ocean's rough as, super windy. And there's no better way to spend today than being comfy in my bonnet and whipping up a nice family meal. We're gonna go French style, lots of butter, chicken, roasted, veggies, gravy, deliciousness. So join me while I make a real laid back French style roast chicken. I'm envisioning this to go just like turn my brain off, be entertained, watch how to make some super good food, and I got my companion, yerba mate. That's delicious. So we're gonna get into some prep. We're not going to muck around because the pan's already preheating, so let's get into it. First step, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trimming a little bit of this fat here. Like, we want that and we need that fat, but at this point of time we don't need that much. We will be using this because this is good stuff, taking just a little amount on each side. We're gonna start the rendering process, chuck that in our pan. It's gonna draw out the fat and the moisture, render it down, so it's gonna be crispy and delicious. This is heavily inspired by Jacques Pepin. Cooking in general is just one of my most favorite things to watch. I came across his French style roast chicken recipe, and bear in mind, I don't try a lot of French dishes personally because there's a significant amount of butter, lots of fat, butter and olive oil, and they don't really agree with me that much. But this recipe is beautiful that I could have it, you know, once every 2-3 months. So it starts with our chicken, and you can see this is where the head used to be. That's the spine. We're gonna remove the wishbone. Here's the chicken breast, and I can feel the wishbones right there, so we're gonna make a little incision on either sides and pull it out. Also, with French cooking and just French cuisine in general, it's very technical. So they have a lot of tips, tricks, and hacks just to make everything better. So I'm going in, pinching it almost, going nice and deep, but we don't want to ruin the breast. We just want that bone out. I can feel this, the bone split. That's one. And that's two. Here's little pieces of the wishbone. This will go into my freezer for chicken stock. Salt and pepper. Seasoning with salt and pepper throughout the bird. We really want to get in the cavity. And proteins always need a decent amount of salt. It needs a lot of salt. Here's a little pocket between the breast and the thigh. Get some salt and pepper in that cavity. Get a couple fingers between the flesh and the skin. Pull it up, don't be afraid. Get the salt and pepper in. And you can go from the top to spread it around. If the string rides up, we always want to where the drum and the thigh connects, and then they will just naturally pull the chicken close. Our wings are a bit loose and floppy. Pull the string up. Are they sitting on the wing breast joints? But it's not really that much of a big deal. As long as it's super tight, the main cavity's closed, we're ready to move on. We already got some nice caramelization from the fat. That's going to be beautiful when we make our gravy or our sauce. You can use any kind of pan for this, and we really want to make sure that skin gets a nice surface area on the oil so the whole side will get nice and brown. Yeah, I'm on medium low, so I'm not doing this overly high. The fat from the skin's going to render. It's So there's gonna be more fat in the pan. We don't really need to do anything apart from give it a minute or two. And also using chicken fat, we don't want to be cooking too high because it's not viable at high temps at all. It will burn the shit out of your chicken, it will burn the shit out of fat, and it will taste horrible. A good way to check once it's close to flipping is having a look at the wingtips. You can see it changing color, it's going nice and brown. Give it a little shimmy because we're using stainless steel. If it wasn't ready to flip, it will be stuck. Look at that. So I'm gonna go other side, and I'm pressing the bird down so it gets a nice surface area on the pan. You can see a little bit more fat has rendered from the skin, and we just really want that caramelization on the skin. It's beyond delicious, seriously. Give it a little shake on the pan. Yeah, it's moving around quite nicely. Shift it over and then roll it. So it's currently on the breast, and we can see beautiful golden. That's gonna crisp up in the oven. It's gonna be even more fucking delicious. I want to keep everything nice and big, go with the rustic theme. Quartering an onion, that's perfectly fine because it will break down, it will get soft, it will get delicious. Got some garlic as well. Why I'm using garlic, and especially a whole bulb, is because I love garlic. All I'm doing is giving it a smash to release the garlic oils. Keep them in skins. You can keep them in skins for protection for the actual garlic. To remove the skins is not that much of a big deal after the cooking process. I find keeping them in the skins offers a little bit more protection to the garlic. But if this one came off, I'm not gonna have a temper tantrum. Just throw it in. Carrot peels, onion peels, carrot ends, keep them for stock. So half, and then I like standing them up, just go down, stand them up, go down, and we're cutting them rustic as. So here's our veggies, lots of carrot, garlic, onion at the bottom. We're gonna check the front, then it's gonna sit on the chicken's back. We're gonna add our butter into the oven. The French love overusing butter, or just using butter in general. So I'll say we'll need between 20 to 30 grams. Let's weigh it, let's see if I'm right. I say between 20 to 30 grams. That is 45 grams, it's not bad, it's a pretty good guesstimate. We just need to brown that side, so we're gonna flip that. Give you a flip. Add in our butter. Help that process by scraping the fond, which is the crystallized pieces of meat juice off the bottom of the pan. This is my herb of choice today, some thyme. Essentially we want like a decent bunch, maybe just this much off the top. That goes in. Now we have a thyme butter getting infused. It's time for our veggies. We want to spread this throughout. And it doesn't matter if they're on top of each other or whatever, but I'll say we want our chicken in the middle of the pan. If everything else is around it, then that's alright, it's all good. Our onions, make sure these have nice contact with the butter. Nice surface area contact. I'm getting all the smell and I'm getting antsy, man. I just want to eat this. We don't want our chicken sitting on the veggies because we want that bottom side to get a nice sear, a nice crust. So that's it. And it smells so good already. This is going straight in the oven. One hand, I'm strong. In the oven. See you later, bye bye. Timer, 20 minutes. Shit. Yeah, 20 minutes. It doesn't make you a good person if you're no waste or nothing like that. I love cooking. So I'm gonna put all my waste in here. Oh, I say waste. These are just like little carrot pieces, little onion pieces. Bro, you don't need a lot. If you're using stock cubes, you grab a little handful of that, chuck it into your boiling water, let it steep. It's just like tea. You're just letting it steep. Close it up into the freezer. I'm gonna be doing a mushroom roast gravy because mushrooms are just delicious. So I saw this hack on TikTok from this guy that does pies in Auckland. So shout out Auckland pie guys, his pies look incredible. And what he does when he has a whole lot of mushrooms, instead of slicing them like an idiot, he just rips them out like this. It gives texture. I've tried this maybe 4 or 5 times now, and it's beautiful. Like once it breaks down, I'll admit it takes a little bit longer to cook, but the texture is unbeatable, truly. And it's almost like mushrooms, when your hands on like this, it's like the mushroom wants you to do this to it. It doesn't want to be sliced. And so what I do, massive mushroom, small mushroom, doesn't matter, take the stem out, rip that up a couple times. You got the head, or the mushroom tip, rip that, and it'll come off in its own segments whenever it's ready. Oh yeah, what? First lot of 20 minutes is up. If you have a pair of tongs, I would recommend a pair of tongs. You just gotta take care of yourself in the kitchen. Don't do silly things. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil going on our veggies, a little bit on the chicken. Back in the oven for another 20 minutes. So if we have any crispy bits of onion like that, just get it submerged in the liquid. Let's not be silly here, it's not ruined. You can see it's peeling off in its segments. So what we can do is just push the whole onion into that. Just push it all down. Okay, now we're flipping this over again. Tilt the pan, and we're gonna baste it in that delicious chicken fat, thyme butter. And so when it cooks for the last 20 minutes, we're gonna go pull this out in 10 minutes, give it another baste. This is gonna also help get that skin super crispy. Okay, back in the oven. Oh my god. So same thing, tilting the pan, and we're really getting on the wingtips, on the crispy bits, because this is what's going to help crispen them up a little bit more, as well as offer a little bit of liquid to stop it going black. Going back in the oven another 2 minutes. And look at that, it's beautiful. Rustic chicken, looks beautiful. Very nicely charred, caramelized, browned. Everything about this is perfection. I'm gonna take this out, put it on a plate, let it rest for about 10-20 minutes, and then get the gravy sorted. Get the chicken vertical, so all the liquid that's in the cavity drains out. Or as much of it as we can. Lift it up onto the plate. And we're gonna do the same thing with the veggies. And then the garlics, I just smash them in. smash them in, they'll become one with the sauce. It's because they'll naturally come to the top, they'll naturally break away when the garlic breaks down. So there's nothing really to worry about when you add the garlics in with the skins. And it also fits the rustic theme. If anyone doesn't know, rustic is pretty much a term to say you just can't be fucked. Like everything's cut rough, less curated, you're a little bit more realistic in a home sense. Making rustic food is one of my favorite things out. So I can see here, a little garlic, just give it a squeeze. The entire flesh of the garlic just came out, leaving only the skin. Bro, easy as. Now we're gonna get the pan on hot. We're gonna wait for this to come up to temp, and we're gonna chuck our mushrooms in. I'm just breaking down any bigger bits, just to kind of become one. All right, so we got the fat nice and hot. Straight in with our mushrooms. Get that spread around. We're sauteing our shrooms on high heat. You can see I've scraped the pan nice and clean. You don't got to worry about these burning or anything like that because of how much oil and fat was in the pan. They are releasing their own water content. So it's just simple osmosis, my guy. Oh, you can really see, Look at all the water. So the mushrooms have absorbed the fat, the oil, the deliciousness, and look how much water it's releasing. That's crazy. I love cooking, man. I'm gonna be implementing a little hack using some mushroom bouillon powder. This is gonna give our mushroom that extra oomph, extra kick. It's gonna make our gravy taste even more delicious. A little Asian hack. I said it was French inspired. I'm still gonna add my take on the recipe because it's for me. That just brings out the mushroom's natural umami. Mushrooms texture is perfect how I like it. And what I'm gonna be doing is adding some flour. This is gonna thicken up the sauce or the gravy. And you can use cornstarch, a cornstarch slurry if you want to. But a flour is good too. And so we're coating everything, coat the mushrooms, and we need to scrape the bottom of the pan clean, as well as cook out the flour on this step. Okay, so now it's time for our liquid. Feel free to use water, chicken stock. I'm gonna be using a nice bottle of Stoneleigh wine, Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. We love New Zealand made things. We gotta support our New Zealanders. So crack this open. This is only like $9, $10. Very passion fruity, fresh, like citrusy, light, delicious. This is a real good wine. Stoneleigh from Marlborough, New Zealand. Going in with our liquid. A whole lot of wine. Scrape that bottom, scrape that bottom. Scrape the bottom, scrape the bottom. Get it incorporated, get it mixed around. It's gonna thicken up straight away. And in this step we want to cook the wine out. And we want to add enough liquid that it becomes a nice, delicious sauce and not a thick, gluggy mess. In a little bit more of the wine. And I like using white wine with chicken. Red wine okay sometimes, but I like drinking red wine. If there's an opportunity to use a different wine, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try something new. So I can still see our mushroom sauce or gravy is still super thick, and we're gonna go in with chicken stock or water at this point. Literally, you're just adding just enough till it becomes the consistency you like. Mix it around, incorporate it, see where your sauce is at, And the good thing is, if you've added too much liquid, you can always reduce it. That's why I like to go in with a decent amount of flour to start, because we can always thin it out. All that chicken fat, that's a good indication I know when it's thick enough. When you just draw the line with your spoon and the line is clean for a decent amount of time. If you want it thicker, reduce it more. If you want it thinner, add more liquid. But I'll tell you what, that's beautiful. I don't need a lot of that to make your meal completely pop, 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 pop. Tasting the gravy. Man. That's beautiful. It's like, that wine has such a prominent taste, and the gravy's so rich, delicious. It's got a nice amount of acid to cut through all of that rich chicken fat, and it's going to be literally the perfect thing to pair with our roast chicken. The chicken's been resting the entire time I've made the sauce. I probably took, what, like 10 minutes to make the sauce. So now we're just cutting the strings. Make sure not to cut your fingers. A really good way to know if you've cooked your chicken right, the best indication is if the juices run clear. But another indication is, all you gotta do is get your fingers in between the joints and the meat should just pull off. So that's a thigh and a leg. Zero effort. Straight down, slide it, slide it. Literally, the bird will pull apart in your hands. You don't have to think twice about this or think twice about that. Go in like a savage with your thumbs and peel it away from the carcass. Please make sure that your bird is cooled down, but look at that. This is the oyster of the chicken, and many people would say this is the best part of the chicken. I would have to agree. The parson's nose, which is the chicken butt, pure fatty flavor, deliciousness, beautiful. I'll keep that one. This is the time where I make each and every one of you jealous, because I'm super hungry. I know you watching this is super hungry. I'm gonna try the best part of the chicken straight away, the oyster. Man. Sweet, juicy, flavorful, delicious. Everything you want in a roast chicken. With some of the mushroom gravy. No. Cut a little piece of onion. Beautiful. I love it. Sweet, really sweet. Carrot. Oh, wow. That's good. Everything's so good. Chicken. I don't know what. I think this is a piece of part of the wing. Man. The flavors are to die for. The onions are sweet, the carrot is sweet, there's garlic in the sauce, mushroom gravy. The chicken is cooked perfectly, beautifully. Basting with the butter, cooking in its fat. Flavor, a whole layers on a foundation of flavor. I couldn't be happier with how this meal came out. So, in saying that, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, share around, thumbs it up. I'll see you in the next one.